Hello everybody, welcome to my video. In this video, I will introduce myself to the process of learning art and invite you to enjoy my work. My dream as a child was to become a painter. I started studying art when I was 7 years old. Every weekend after that, I spent 4 or 5 hours in the studio studying art. During this time, I have acquired a lot of art knowledge that my peers do not have. This time was the foundation for my future studies in the art. Because I love art so much, I decided in junior high school to concentrate on art in the future. Then, I went to an art high school and worked hard to study art during my high school time. After that, I passed the art entrance examination and got into the university for my choice. In university, I chose the major suggested by my parents, but it was not what I wanted. I always loved the illustration, but during these 4 years, I still learned a lot about art that I hadn't been exposed to before. Not only I studied graphic design, but also I learned about photograph and display design. I'm very grateful to my parents for supporting me to study art, to my teachers for making me more interested in art, and to my university teachers for guiding me in my major. The deeper you go, the more you enjoyed art. Illustration has changed my life and my approach to things. At the end of my time at university, my lecturer suggested that I could continue my studies. After discussing with my parents, I started preparing to study abroad. In the process of proposal, I was also exposed to UK art courses for the first time. At that time, my own English was really not good, and studying was difficult. I was also very uncomfortable doing research about the project myself. This was because in my early studies, although I would do research, I would not have a written form to record it. However, with the help of my teachers, I was able to get used to this style of study and realize the good things about it. I had a hard time preparing my portfolio, as COVID-19 made it impossible for me to go to the studio, and I had to take classes online. I had to do most of my handwork at home. In the end, it took me 6 months to complete my 4 works. I got an offer from Kingston University, but the hardest part was English. My English was really bad. Luckily, I got the final result in the last month. This is my application to Kingston University. The first one is a cheese piece of my own design. It has a Chinese-style themes of the Shanghai Jing, and I have chosen some very famous Chinese beasts to make the piece and designed the board with a Chinese-style pattern. I designed the cheese pieces using my own specialty of black and white painting. There is also a field final product in the middle, a playing card. It was abandoned because the design was not complete enough. In the end, this base was completed with the design of the fighting cheese pieces. This is a picture book done in colored pencil. It is a storybook about friendship, inspired by my friendship with my university roommate. I want about showing their image and the things they represent in colored pencil. I also draw some image of my own imagination. I'm not really good with colored pencil. Luckily, it was finished in the end. This is an experiment about condemning animal cruelty. This work is to express my condemnation of these behaviors. I have made enjoy animal from models. It is an experimental way to present the suffering of the animal. I made a video of the experimentals for people to watch and get feedback. Finally, I also made 2 posters. This project is a design for a banknote. I researched the previous banknote. After several failed designs, a Chinese-style banknote was created. I chose a few very famous Chinese cities as the theme and used their flower to create the pattern. I used day and night scenes to make a difference between the overside and the riverside. This is one of my favorite projects, a black and white paint picture book. It took me 8 or 9 hours to complete each painting. I am pardoned that I can do this kind of work. In all, I would like to thank all those who have helped me on my artistic way, and I am very grateful that I could meet you all. Thank you all for making my life in China a complete university life. This is the work that was completed this year. I am very lucky to have come to Kingston University. I have met very good and responsible teacher here. I have met many students from other countries here. It is also a pleasure to study with students from all over the world and from different cultural backgrounds. I have learned to see things from their point of view and to understand their works from their perspective. It was a meaningful and interesting experience to receive their views and comments. This course has enabled me to better capture important aspects of the subject matter and be more open to feedback from others, which will enable me to improve my work. In early courses, I have showed and understood the students' work and feelings, which is the most basic requirement for me as an illustrator. I hope that in the time to come, I can learn more from my classmates and apply what I have learned in my own professional life. I am grateful to my teacher for giving me a new understanding of what illustration is all about. I think illustration is not just about expressing yourself with patterns. It is about expressing yourself with your own personal perspective and presenting it to others in a different way. I don't see myself as a designer or illustrator, but as a visual arts designer. I need to observe every interesting or emotion things in life and take it to heart as inspiration for my future work. I have just arrived in the UK and I am trying to adapt to my new environment, and I am very unaware of many things around me. During my first semester, I couldn't adjust the way to the UK university system, and I even closed out my 2 portfolio packets. When I remembered the advice I was given by my university teacher, I tried to understand and adopt, and I think I have now adopted to life in the UK. I am also enjoying my course now. My teacher at Kingston University have given me a lot of constructive advice, and I understand how difficult it is to be a good designer and illustrator. Each project teaches us a lot, And every time we face a mistake, it is not just about finding a solution, but more importantly, finding ways to improve ourselves. This year cemented my idea of becoming an illustrator. I thought I was bad at black and white. I decided that I would go into black and white. Of course, I need a lot of practice and work, but artistic growth is based on the time and work. I hope that I will do well in my artistic life in the future. Thank you for watching. All the best to everyone.